Ryan Garcia would like to reassure all his dedicated boxing fans out there on social media who have been slightly apprehensive about the assertion made by Tank Davis that his proposed fight against Manny Pacquiao will be nothing more than a glorified exhibition fight, that information is not totally correct. Garcia believes, should this egregious and ignominious encounter take place, it will somehow be corruptly be given the go-ahead by some amoral boxing commission, who despite universally rejecting a fight between Jaime Munguia and Gennady Golovkin, due to a self-evident disparity in both skill and experience, when Canelo Alvarez failed a drug test, would nonetheless sanction a fight between Garcia and Pacquiao. Hence, according to Garcia, the boxing stage would be inclined to anticipate a legitimate competitive 12-round fight. Well, at least from Garcia's point of view. He stated the following: according to sources, the fight is going to be a fight. Whether they name it an exhibition or a real certified match. I'm throwing punches like I'm trying to knock Manny Pacquiao out. I'm not going in there to throw pillow punches. I'm throwing the punches I throw, and I'm sure Manny will throw the punches he throws. You guys call it whatever you want. Cheeky bastard.
I don't have a problem with any fighter, milking the game for what it's worth. I don't have a problem with that, because oftentimes fighters are underpaid, and it's very few opportunities for a fighter to get overpaid. So whether it's a young fighter or an older fighter, get your money, get as much as you can. The issue that I do take with this is for Ryan Garcia. You mentioned him calling out Gervonta Davis. Well, I feel like if you're gonna call a guy like that out the way that he has, you gotta back that up and back up your word. And, I don't see, if I'm Oscar De La Hoya, if I'm Team Garcia, what is the plan for this young fighter? He's not a fighter who has 12, 13 years of experience where he can kind of call his own shots. He needs to be guided. He needs to be guided at the right pace, and he needs to fight the right fights at the right time. Because even though he stopped Campbell, we saw some holes in his defense. And I saw those holes before that fight even took place. He keeps his chin high in the air, and he makes a lot of defensive flaws, and you don't want to make a mistake, even though he's older, against a Manny Pacquiao who has a devastating left hand. If that left hand connects on the chin of Ryan Garcia, he's going to have a whole lot of problems.
Tyson Fury is getting on, I don't care if it's Twitter or Instagram, just about every day. And he's the war of words has already begun here. And he's talking it up, and he's putting forth all the confidence. Dre, he went on a Twitter video rant saying he just got off the phone with Sugar Hill, quote, "We're going to smash AJ. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. He's done. I can't wait." Your first reaction to that level of confidence from Fury, knowing what he was saying before Wilder and then went out and did it?
Well, it's not a surprise. This is who Tyson Fury is, and there's a lot of talkers in the game today in 2021. It's not a lot of walkers. Tyson Fury has proven that both times that he went up against top flight competition, Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, Deontay Wilder 2 times, that he can back up the talk. So I expected this from Tyson Fury, and I have to agree with my colleague Tim Bradley. I don't have a problem with the fight being made right now. I think we make too much of, too big a deal about losses in the sport of boxing. There's no other sport that makes such a big deal over losses as we do in the sport of boxing. Anthony Joshua came back and redeemed himself. He won a fight, and now he's asking for this fight, and he's clamoring for this fight. So it doesn't tarnish the fight for me. In fact, it makes it more interesting. Give me this fight. Give me this fight now.
Whoa. Tim, here's something interesting. What name? Go ahead, Timmy. Go ahead, Timmy.
No, let me pick it back off that. No, look, come on now, Dre. You know what you saw the last time out with Anthony Joshua. You know exactly what you saw. You saw a guy that was still tentative, still affected by the loss. That's what I saw in him, in the style and the way he fought against Pulev. And so that's what Fury sees. He sees the lack of confidence in Anthony Joshua. Now, few years ago, Anthony Joshua was full of confidence. He was so full of confidence that he avoided Tyson Fury because he can fight anybody he wants to fight and make it a massive amount of money. But I believe right now, Anthony Joshua is cornered. He has to fight this fight. This is the only fight that makes sense for him. No one else. And we don't want to see him fight anybody else but Tyson Fury.
Let anybody tell you can't do something. That's me coming back after 3 years of depression, alcohol and drugs. back to being a fighter, back to being a champion. But always be proud of who you are. In a long journey, you know, come from nowhere and got to the top like I don't know what. Look at the people that I've met along the way. Just a young lad, trained in Wythenshawe, raised in Manchester. Don't let anyone tell you can't do anything. Always follow your dreams. Always follow it to the top. Because, you know, there's always naysayers who say, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. But that's where I started there. Look, Jimmy Egan's Boxing Academy. About 16 there. Took it all the way to the top, elevated to the top.
It would appear that both Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have kicked their PR campaigns, public relations, promotional campaigns, their individual promotional campaigns, not talking about in relation to the fight specifically, but their own profile campaigns into high gear. I mean, I think Tyson Fury is a little bit more coy about it. He tries to present himself as just a ordinary person who's just just trying to encourage people to do shit, while in fact he's more or less trying to promote himself as this person who cares about other people, and that's why they should care for him. On the other hand, Anthony Joshua is also promoting himself in a sort of industrial, charitable type of fashion, which you could be cynical about, but at the same time you could also perceive it as being genuine and professional. Now I say this without even seeing what this is about, but I've already seen one video, so I'm just going to click on this and see what this one's about right about now.
No matter how much you think you can beat me, I'm just there to win. That's the fighter's mentality.
Wherever you are, do not miss this fight. This is a serious fighter. This is a serious challenge.
Some people may not understand it, and I've realized the job I've chosen is for the uncivilized. This is a sport of combat and war. We're not civilized people, we're warriors. And I love it. I went through a turbulent time in my life where I wasn't so motivated, or I could say I was motivated to do the wrong things. But I feel like I put my energy into some positive affirmations, into some positive things, and even though it gets tough sometimes, it keeps me motivated to keep on pushing down this road, because hard work does pay off.
I didn't hear the money's corner this time.
Whoa! Oh, big hook by Coffey, and down goes Rock. Three number of them building up, but then that one, I think this is it. Ooh. That shot there, brutal. Round two, Sharp stays on his feet. Discrepancy when you're a young guy in the ring, and big right hand, and down goes Selden. 3, 4.
Yeah, I feel like I put on a great performance tonight, you know, dominated on every scorecard. You know, at times I felt like he was just trying to survive, and, you know, I was looking to put combinations together. I did get a bit of a hand injury earlier on in the fight, and, you know, I felt like it made me a little bit hesitant at times, and there's been a little layoff, but, again, I feel like I put on a great performance, and I'm happy and, you know, ready to see what's next.
Eddie Hearn declares Katie Taylor to be sports undisputed number 1. Katie Taylor 2020. Boxing Writers Association Fighter of the Year. Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. Boxing News Fighter of the Year. Boxing Writers Association Pound for Pound number 1. Ring Magazine Pound for Pound number 1. ESPN Pound for Pound number 1. WBC Fighter of the Year. WBA Boxer of the Year. BBC World Sports Star of the Year nominee. RTE Sports Person of the Year. Irish Times / Sports Island Sportswoman of the Year. Still undefeated and undisputed World Lightweight Champion.